Hi and a very warm welcome back to the garden on this lovely sunny day. In this video I'm going to be talking about the importance of applying a mulch. So what is a mulch, you might be asking? It's basically a covering of an organic material that you put over the top of your borders, and this can provide many different benefits, one of which is to conserve moisture. So as we go through into the later spring, into early summer, into high summer, you are going to get a lot of sunshine, you are going to get periods where you don't have any rain, and hopefully this mulch is going to conserve any moisture that's in the ground now, which has been over the winter time and the autumn. It's going to conserve that moisture and stop it from evaporating from the sunshine. So apart from helping to retain moisture, a mulch is also good for suppressing weeds. So any weed seeds that may be on the surface of the soil, you're giving a nice thick coating of something organic, you're going to suppress those and hopefully they won't germinate. So you're going to be, as you're going forward into warmer weather, you won't be having as many different types of weeds that may be coming up, which you normally have. It's also a decorative thing as well. It also provides a lovely covering, makes everything look beautiful, and it also gives some more structure and some more fertility to your soil as that mulch breaks down. As the worms come from the bottom where your soil is and it comes up through the mulch, they're dragging that down, incorporating that into your soil, improving the structure and added more fertility. So all round it does a really good thing for your plants. There are a variety of different mulches you can use. Things that are organic, so you can use farmyard manure, you can use horse manure. We use that particularly with roses and some of the plants that require a lot of nutrients like dahlias and sweet peas. You can apply garden compost that you made yourself. You can buy bags of compost. You can also use the litter that you take up, things like the leaf mould from the trees, the leaves, place them into bin bags, let them rot, and then in a year or so's time you can then apply them as a mulch. So this year I thought we'd try something different, and this is a product which has been around for a number of years called Strulch, and this is a straw based material, and it comes in these 9 kilogram bags, and because it's straw it's very lightweight. So if you were to get the equivalent in farmyard manure, you'd find it quite heavy. This is quite lightweight, so it's easy to carry. Really good for putting on perennial beds, and it claims on the bag, it says there, reduces weeds by up to 95%. So at some point there's been studies about how much it can suppress the weeds. It retains the moisture, so that just compounds what I've just said already. Enriches the soil and improves the structure, which is what I've already said. Ideal for flowering shrubs, plants, fruit and vegetables, so an all-round great thing to use. And apparently this lasts for up to 2 years, so that's going to be interesting to see if it does last for 2 years. The main thing I wanted to use this for is because it claims to deter slugs and snails. Apparently slugs and snails do not like walking over the surface of this. So what does it look like? It looks like decomposted straw. Very lightweight. Quite attractive looking, to be honest, which is nice. So firstly, before we do the mulching, I have removed the Persicaria that was dominating this space. So that is out. And what I've chosen to do is choose 2 plants. The Rudbeckia chosen here is one we grew from seed last year. So this is Rudbeckia Goldsturm. So this time last year we did a video about sowing seeds. I think it was 5 perennial seeds to sow in spring, and this was one of them. So if you're not familiar with Rudbeckia Goldsturm, this is a beautiful daisy flower. It starts to flower mid to late summer going through into the autumn, and has the most beautiful lovely seed heads which take you through all the way through the autumn and through the winter. So a really good all-round plant, and these are now a year old. So I've just come closer to the camera for you for that. So these are a year old, and that is the kind of size that they are now. And if you just upturn them, you can see they have a really nice root system, and they are also starting to send out little runners. This is the way it grows. Little runners on the side there, and they will then pop up to become new rosettes and new plants. So we have 4 of those, and then towards the back end of the border we have another plant we grew from seed last year. So this one is Helenium, and this is the Red Shades. So again, this is how these look a year on. So these are just now starting to come back up. We're going to give this a lovely coat throughout this border, particularly where I've just planted those 2 plants which can be susceptible to slugs. So this is the test. I'm going to test this out and see if the slugs will leave it alone, because this has been coated around them as a mulch. So only time will tell. The reviews are good. Apparently the reviews say that it is really good at deterring slugs, but we shall see. I've not met a product yet which deters slugs. So if this is the product, then I will eat my words, because this will be fantastic. Now these bags, I think you get 2 9-kilogram bags for around £25 is what I paid for them. It's not the most cheapest way to mulch your borders. Obviously making your own homemade compost or collecting leaves is the best way. But if it does claim to deter slugs, then I am all out to invest. And if this works for 2 years, then that reduces the cost by half, because you're only applying it once every 2 years. Now before I go any further, this is not a sponsored video. I bought these online, we've not got any sponsorship. This is just a test that I thought we'd try. You've got to apply quite a good sized mulch, so you're talking of a good, probably that much depth. You want to make sure you're suppressing the weeds and it's being worked on for retaining the moisture. So I do hope 2 bags of this will hopefully at least do from there to the other end. And if I do have enough, I'll go further that way as well. So let's see what happens. So just before I apply it, I will also say that the best time to be applying the mulch is after you've had some rainfall. If you've had a very dry period, wait till you get some rainfall, because what you want to be doing is locking in that moisture. Now we've just had maybe a weekend of quite torrential rain, so the beds are already wet, so we're going to use this mulch to help to retain that moisture for the coming year. So let's get it on the bed. It does feel quite nice to work with, and I do think it'll look quite nice as a mulch in terms of how attractive it looks. And obviously when this breaks down, it's providing vital nutrients. But if I can suppress those pesky slugs and stop them from coming on this area where these plants have just been planted, I'll be very happy. So the thing about a mulch, you've got to be quite generous. You can't be skinny with it. It needs to be a good few inches. So my test area is going to be just at the edge there, and if there's enough to go further down, then I will do. I'm just making sure that's all covered. So another plant that sometimes succumbs to slugs is this Eupatorium, as that comes up through the ground. The slugs the year before last devoured that quite badly. So let's just see if that is going to be helped by this product. Now we do grow a lot of plants that the slugs don't like to eat, and that is deliberate because we don't have any chemicals in this garden. We don't use any pesticides, any herbicides, anything that can damage wildlife. And this is 100% natural. So one of these 9 kilogram bags covers up to 3 square meters. So you can work out how many bags you're going to need. And it also says on the bag that once you've applied it, you do have to water to keep it in place. So I'll be doing that once I've got it applied. It actually seems to be going a lot further than what I thought it would, which is good. And plants like this that are just coming through the ground, I'm just going to spread it through the plant evenly. So they can still emerge. So again, before you do this, make sure everything's been cut back. Make sure you've moved anything that you wanted to move, divided any plants you wanted to divide, and then you can then apply this. So like Andrew said, we've not cut these back yet, these pentstemons, because you can still get very cold nights. So we wait till we get into the month of April before we cut these back. And one mulch I forgot to mention is bark. Sometimes people prefer to use the bark mulch, and again that's good because that does eventually rot down and give fertility. It looks nice and will suppress the weeds as well, which is all the things we want to be doing. As gardeners, we prefer to be enjoying the plants and not spend our time weeding all summer. That's that bit done. Just got the last parts now around this area to bring the signs, little labels up a little bit so we can see them. So I'd say that is all that border done. So now I'll see if I can get the other borders done as well. So that was a really good few hours work. I've managed to get the Persicaria out, the new plants in, the whole area mulched, and we're going to be having a fantastic spring, getting ready for when all these plants emerge much further from the ground and start to flower as the season progresses. I've still got a lot of mulch left. I might be able to get a few more pots done, or I might be able to get the central bed actually done. I think probably more valuable to get that bit done actually. I'm very, very happy that it is just 2 bags has gone and done the whole of this section of the garden. That is fantastic. So I would envisage that maybe another 2 bags would be enough to do the other beds that we've done from last year, the new beds. So that's not too bad. So for the price of maybe £50, you've got 2 years worth of mulch material. So that's £25 a year, which I don't think that doesn't work out too bad when you consider how many bags of manure or how many bags of compost that I might have spent on in previous years. So all I need to do now is get them watered. So these beds that I've just mulched with this material, it does suggest on the bag that it is watered in. So I'll get the watering can out, give it a good water, and then hopefully on future videos you can get to see how effective this material is. I'm particularly interested if this product does work for deterring slugs. Thank you so much for spending some time with me as I mulch these borders in this lovely sunshine. We have had a particularly good week of sunshine, and it's a really good thing to be getting out there and getting all of these tasks done while you can. Now with regards to when you do the mulch, it is not good to be doing it too early in the year. If you apply a mulch in, say, January, February time, you're going to be locking in the cold soil. You need to give the soil a bit of time to warm up. So as you're getting into kind of like mid-March, going into April, that is really an ideal time. And have a look at your soil. If you start to see the weed seedlings starting to germinate, it's starting to mean that your soil is warming up. If it is still there and nothing's happening and it's still very stagnant, have a feel of your soil, see how it feels. If it still feels cold to the touch, give it a little bit longer, because what you're going to be doing is conserving not just the moisture but also the warmth in the soil as well. And we do that by leaving it a little bit later and starting to apply the mulch as the weather is getting slightly warmer. So I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Please do hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Please leave any comments you have in the comments box below the video. If you have used this product before, please let me know. Please let me know the results that you found. Does it deter slugs? Is it a good long-term solution? Does it last 2 years? Please let me know that in the comments box below if you have used this before. So we'll see you very soon on the next video. In the meantime, please do take care, enjoy the sunshine, and happy gardening.